This story will show you why lean is law. I was about 18 years old. We was getting ready for pre-season. I stepped on the scale. It said 88 kilograms and it said 25% body fat. I looked around the room and I could see smirks. I could see people sitting there laughing under their breath. That's funny, he's fat. Back then, I was getting ready for the new season to play football with this new team at my college and I was really excited. But I stepped on the scale and the numbers didn't match what they expected. The numbers didn't match what everyone else has said. I came in overweight, drastically. Really overweight in comparison to my height. And that was a really difficult day for me. You've probably heard this concept loads of times, that lean is law. But you may have heard it from someone that's standing there shredded, ripped, and thought, it's easy for you to say. I didn't always look how I look now. And my life was very different. And later in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly why lean is law and why lean has become a fixed staple in my life, a pillar, a foundation, a non-negotiable. And maybe you've experienced the same. Maybe you don't look how you want to look. Maybe you look around the room, maybe you're at college or school or whatever, you're looking around the room and everyone's in great shape. Everyone's got six packs and you go online, you go on your phone and wow, everyone's got six packs and you look in the mirror and you don't look the same. Now, by the end of this video, you're not only going to know why lean is law, but also I'm going to show you some of the frameworks that allowed me to get from that scale at that point at 88 kilograms and 26% body fat at the time and everyone laughing. I'm now about 66, 67 kilograms, which is put in perspective my height. And I walk around at 10 to 13% body fat year round, winter, summer, autumn, leaves, springs, all of it, 10 to 13% body fat. And I have done for the last 2 years. And it has drastically changed my life. Now lean, let's define terms. Lean means 10 to 15% body fat. Now, any less than 10 and our hormones start to drop, especially as men. Any more than 15 and you don't have visible abs and you cannot see the physique that you've worked hard building, right? So 10 and 15%. I would say more 10 to 13% once you start to get more advanced in your training and in your understanding of nutrition. However, open it up. 10 to 15% is a great range to be in. Now, what does law mean? Law means we don't go underneath. That's what law means. Now, essentially, setting this law is simply saying, no matter what happens, I don't care if a tsunami hits, I am staying between 10 and 15% body fat year round. It is our standard, it is our wall, to the point where if we do hit 15%, we start thinking, whoa, what am I doing? And then we make our way gradually back to 10, 12, 13, whatever, right? Lean is law is simply a standard. I'm gonna get onto how people will treat you differently. I'll talk about that in a minute. But first of all, let's talk about why, like practically, why is this important? Now, growing up, I'd always watch these Marvel superhero movies and all of this stuff, and I would think, wow, like Captain America and Thor and Superman, Batman, all of them. I want you to think about it. They all looked very similar. They was all tight, lean, and a bit of muscle. Not too big out here, but they all had a bit of muscle. Hulk was massive, but other than the rest of them, even Iron Man had a little bit. Do you know what I mean? In the comics, and then you look in the films, all of them looked a certain way. Now, that is not by accident. That is subconscious messaging that the films and all of these things are telling us. Why? Because we look at a physique like that, and what does it say to us? It says it's really hard work. Why? Because in order to be lean and in order to have a low body fat percentage, here, 10 to 15%, you need to become a master with your nutrition. In order to have muscle mass, you need to become a master with training. So it tells us, subconsciously it tells us, when you operate out of this lean is law, and you see somebody that has a decent amount of muscle mass, but also is like lean so you can see it and has low fat percentage, that tells you that they've mastered both pillars, training and nutrition, right? James Bond, the list goes on. Why do all of them look the same? Because of the signaling it tells us. The reason why lean is law is that signaling does not just stop with them. That signaling carries on to us. What do I mean by that? The reason why lean is law is because once you get down to a certain body fat percentage and you have a certain amount of muscle mass and you dress in a way that reveals it slightly, not all on show, but reveals it slightly, the way the world treats you, the way things change, the way women treat you, the way business opportunities treat you, the way men treat you, the way people speak to you changes drastically without you even saying a word. You can stand there on mute, not say anything. But why does it change the way people treat us? Well, it changes the way people treat us essentially because if we go back to the films, subconscious messages are flying in without us even realizing. We watch these superhero films and we're like, Captain America, you're so cool. I used to watch Captain America. I don't know, here's a little flashback for you, right? Remember when Captain America came out the chamber? Like he went in all skinny and like this, and then he came out and he's all sweating and he's massive. That was one of my favorite scenes. I thought, wow, I want to look like that. I want to look like this guy. And then you see the girl, he came out, the girl gave him a kiss on the cheek and all that jazz. All the fellas were like, oh, this geezer, he's in great shape, he's in great nick. And then he went and chased the bad guy and got him. Great clip. If you haven't watched Captain America, go watch Captain America. Great film. Anyways, now, I don't know where I'm going with this, but the reason why I mention this is because ultimately, you can see in Captain America, that scene, you need to watch it, right? Because it's explaining this whole analogy. But in that scene, basically, before he got in the chamber, he was skinny and like really like looked malnourished, didn't look right. The army didn't take him seriously. The woman that he was with friend zoned him, like really quickly, you can see it. His friend didn't really like speak to him with respect. Just genuinely saw how the world treated him. Now this is a film. This film is no different to the real world. He then came out the chamber, jacked, ripped, and good muscle. And all of those people drastically changed the way they treated him. The woman took him right out of the friend zone and put him into marry me. The friend was like, wow, you're a G. The army brought him in, put him frontline. Everything changed. Now, as I said, this is just a film, but this is not just a film. And this is why lean is law. This is why this law changed my life, because I started to really see the changes. As I said, I'm going to take you back to college time, and this was a really difficult time for me. But I was 88 kilograms. I was 25% body fat. I was big. We used to have to change. So we used to have to take off our top, put on our match day top, right? Use football in the UK, right? Let me know where you're sort of from and watching this. But we used to take off our top and obviously put on our match top. Now I would wear a white t-shirt or a black t-shirt underneath, whatever color. I wore a t-shirt underneath because I was so insecure about how I looked. Even in the hottest day on summer, I remember we went away to play a match. It was the hottest day in summer and I'm there on the bench. I'm not playing. Manager don't rate me that much. I'm not that fit. I can't really run about like that, like these other guys. I'm technically better than most of them, but I can't keep up, right? But anyways, I'm there. I've taken my top off. I've got a top on, and people are looking at me. Why has this geezer got a top on? It's boiling, but it's because I was so insecure. I found it difficult to make friends. Found it difficult to connect with people. Women, I won't even get into that. That wasn't an option for me those times, right? Now I can laugh at these things now because I've transcended them. And maybe you're on the other side of this video and you're thinking, how do I do the same? And we're gonna get onto that. I'm gonna show you a little bit, all right? But essentially, lean is law. Lean is law. It is a non-negotiable. Don't let anybody, this might come across controversial, but I don't really care if it means getting the message home. But I used to listen to people that used to say, you're enough how you are. You're fine as you are. Don't worry, you don't need to work hard. You're fine as you are. Now, for a certain section of group of people that don't want an exceptional life, that don't want to be in the best shape of their life, that don't want to be fit, don't want to be healthy, all of these, like that group of people, they stay there. Don't let their advice infiltrate you. If you want to be in the top 1%, if you want to be in elite physical condition, there are certain things that have to become staples, and this is one of them. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I wish somebody sat me down and told me this. I had so much average around me, people telling me I'm fine as I am, and because people told me I was fine as I am, I started to believe it. I got released from that college. My girl left me. Like these are all real situations. My girl left me at the time. I broke my ankle and fell off even more with football. I can get the list out. And I can tell you all of these things. I've experienced these things vividly. And I'm telling you this, the reason why I'm speaking so open and honest about these things is because I know people have gone through these things. And I also know how bad the advice out there is. It's either people that have never had these problems telling you about why lean's law. I was born with a six-pack, lean's law. Or people on the other end of the spectrum telling you, oh, don't worry, you're fine as you are, you're all right. Dead. I don't believe in that. And the moment I decided to stop believing in all of that, the moment my life changed. How can we make sure we stay lean? Right, we've already established lean is law. Now, how do we make sure we stay lean? Couple things. Calorie deficit. Now, you've probably heard of this before, right? If you want to stay lean, you want to be in about 100. If you're already in decent shape or whatever, you're close to being, you're not in terrible shape, but you want to be in a calorie deficit, right? Now, it's not about dropping your calories by 500, 1,000, because now you'll start to lose your muscle mass. You want to drop your calories by 100 underneath your base metabolic rate. If you want to know your base metabolic rate, go online and go in a calorie calculator and just look it up for your height, for your size, and all of these things. It might change. Maybe get a fitness tracker. This tells me exactly how many calories I burn each day. And then I'll just drop 100. Whatever I've burnt, 100 below most days, or maybe 50 below. Or right now, actually tell a lie, I'm in like a maintenance phase, so I'll go on the dot or 100 above, and I'll use those extra calories to train in the gym. All right, but it depends where you are, right? We can go into real detail with this stuff. If you want to go into more details with this stuff, I've got something for you after, right? And protein. You need, this is a non-negotiable, 1.5 G's times your body weight. Right, whatever kilogram, I work in kilograms. If you're from America, do it in pounds, whatever. 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Non-negotiable every single day. Lift heavier weights. I can guarantee, now not too heavy to the point where you get injured, right? But I can almost guarantee you are not lifting heavy enough. If you have been using the same weight for more than 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and you're relatively new to the gym, you need to up that weight. Nothing is happening. Lift heavier weights. When we lift heavier weights, we send signals to our body to adapt and change and grow more muscle so we can handle this new weight, right? If you can do those 3 things, you'll be a lot leaner. Now, this, also being very transparent, is only scratching the surface. But if you're somebody that wants to go a little bit deeper, maybe you're ready to, take this stuff seriously, there's going to be a link in my bio. You can apply for one-on-one coaching. Yes, I'm a personal trainer. This is sort of what I do, right? I love doing this. I love getting people in shape. Changed my life. Can certainly change yours. All right. But if you wanted to take it a little bit more seriously, you can apply for one-on-one coaching. The link's in my bio. If not, continue to watch the free stuff. And I'm hoping it helps, right? But essentially, lean is law. 10 to 15%. It's a standard. Boom. All of that stuff. Until the next one. Love and peace.